Politics in Lake County have now prompted a lawsuit.
Following up on our initial report last week, as West 2's Greg Fox explains, the property appraiser is now suing the tax collector's brother.
He either broke the rules or the laws in filing.
Lake County property appraiser Carrie Baker says he followed the rules, filing his papers to qualify for his re-election bid before noon on June 14th. Seeing no challenger in the elections office, he did so as a write-in candidate, which means he would be able to skip the nearly $11,000 qualifying fee and return money to his donors. As he was leaving the office, he saw tax collector David Jordan, who won automatic re-election for lack of a challenger, and his brother Mark, who earlier in the week filed to run to try to keep his Board of Trustees post on the North Lake Hospital District. Instead, as soon as Baker left, Mark Jordan filed to run against Baker, handing over his check for the qualifying fee. Now Baker's name won't be on the November ballot, so he's suing Mark Jordan and the election supervisor to try and persuade a judge to remove Jordan from the race.
They circumvented the law, broke the rules in order to trick me, essentially. But maybe more importantly, breaking the trust that I had in them as my friends. And we think the judge will clearly enforce the law and remove him from the ballot.
Specifically, Baker claims Mark Jordan's paperwork was stamped after the noon filing deadline and that he failed to withdraw from the North Lake Hospital District Board in order to run for a different office. As soon as the state and local Republican parties heard about what happened, the Lake Republicans voted to censure David and Mark Jordan for what they called immoral and depraved action.
Was it a scheme?
No.
David Jordan tells me he previously told Baker that filing as a write-in to save donor money was a risk.
He is not a political novice. He took a risk that I would never in a million years would I take that. It's called a tell, and when your bluff is called, there you are.
He doesn't deny that he shared information with his brother that Baker might file as a write-in.
No, strategy is not trickery. What's trickery is going in the last minute with a check and switching out.
Breaking the law is not strategy. Breaking the law is a criminal act.
Which is something a judge will now decide. In Lake County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
This is a statement from the chair of the North Lake Hospital District Board, where Mark Jordan has been serving. Barbara Price says, quote, "The county deserves better than this, and I am disappointed in Mark and David Jordan that serve in an appointed or elected position. We're in Lake County, and this kind of backstabbing does not go on between friends," unquote. Mark Jordan did not return our messages requesting comment.